Hello and welcome. This video is a what's sold video on the various platforms that I sell on, and this is for the time period of April 22nd to April 30th. So we're rounding out the end of April strong with 4 platforms of sale. So I'm gonna scoot over here and we're gonna do Poshmark first. I sold this Johnny O polo for $15, and on Poshmark the buyer pays for shipping. There were no shipping discounts on this. This is an offer that they sent to me that I happily accepted. Same with this one. This was a $10 offer that the buyer sent to me, and this was a little bit smaller than I had originally anticipated, so I went ahead and just marketed it as a women's shirt, as a women's small. It's a pearl snap. You guys know I love my pearl snap, and it sold for $10. This sale, I knew when I saw these shoes in the thrift store that I was going to pick them up because these are a pair of shoes that I would have worn, but it sold on offer for $40, and I am very happy that they moved as quickly as they did. Again, I have so many shoes I haven't listed. I have realized that it's not my bag to sell shoes, even though they're so very valuable, and there are tons of resellers that make plenty of money just selling shoes. I just don't want to be that person. It's not something I enjoy. But if it's valuable or it's interesting to me, I will pick them up to sell them. So $40 out of what, 7? Happy about that. This is something I modeled and cross-posted. So I've been, as I've mentioned before in all these what sold videos for the month of April, I was been focusing. I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I seem at the top of my lungs. What's going on? I'm sorry. Okay, so I I get up in the morning and I go to my eBay store, and anything that is over 30 days old and has over 100 views, I end the listing. And then when I go to sell similar, I then at the same time manually cross post to Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, and then if it's a vintage item, to Etsy. And this hit that 30-day mark at 100 views. I'm guessing people liked what they saw, which, you know what? Thank you. But it did sell when I relisted, when I cross-posted it over to Poshmark, pretty much within like a couple of days of me cross-posting it for my full asking price of $15. And again, buyer pays for shipping. This is something that came to me in a denim thread-up box, a denim DIY thread-up box. So I have like $4 into this, and it was sitting in Moxie's nest. So thank you, Moxie, again for giving up your nest for me. This is something that also came from a thread-up box. This came from a thread-up shoe box. These are Yeezy Adidas Calabasas Black in the black on black colorway. And it sold for $25, and I sold them for $25 even though they're Yeezys, is because this is probably like the least exciting. For the worst size ever, it is a 4.5 in men's. So this actually was sold to a woman. And if you didn't know, 4.5 in men's is the same size as 4.5 in children's. So if you see a size 7 in kids, it's a size 7 in men's. Like the size scale is the same in American sizes. So, you know, if you got a kid who's wearing a size 7, or if you're a lady who wears what is it? Brain. 8.5. You wear an 8.5 in Adidas shoes in women's, maybe go over and check the kids section in the size 7 category. You might be pleasantly surprised that you can actually fit in some of those shoes. I actually have a couple of kids' shoes just for that reason. Sold for $25, happy to let it go. Then we're gonna scoot over here with Miss Moxie. Hello, goodbye. And I sold 2 pieces to one buyer. So my Etsy store is set up. They prefer you to have a shipping profile where if someone spends $35 or more, shipping is free. I just have that kind of calculated into the pricing structure of my items. So this lady sent me a message and was like, hey, I want to buy these 2 things, will you combine shipping? And before I could even send her a message saying, well, if you spend $35, which is what these 2 items cost, shipping's free, she apparently figured that out for herself, because before I could respond with that answer, she bought both of these items. So this is a 70s disco shirt with like this really cool jungle print. This listing, this one shirt, had over 200 likes on it. 200 likes before someone finally bought it. I find that insane. So just like with Poshmark, with the liking, and just like with eBay's with watchers, there is a favorite system on Etsy. This was in so many people's lists, and someone finally bought it. And then she also bought this beaded clutch, and I'm so excited that she bought that as well, because that has literally been in my Etsy store for almost 3 years now. So at this point I have paid $3 in listing fees to keep relisting this one clutch. So I'm just glad it's gone. And I'm still made really decent profit even doing free shipping, because these items combined weighed less than 8 ounces. So it was like less than $4 to ship both of these items. So very happy about this sale. Now we're gonna go over to Facebook. Hello, Miss Moxie. Hello again. Gonna come over here. I sold this vintage Pyrex in the Colonial Mist pattern for $15 on Facebook Marketplace. Excited about that. Again, this is something that cross-posting has helped me to sell. So it wasn't selling on eBay, wasn't selling on Poshmark, sold on Facebook. Same thing with this Blue Way Japanese denim trucker jacket. It sold for $40. Somebody sent me an offer, just like on Poshmark and on eBay. Facebook Marketplace does have an offer system if you turn that on for your listings. And it sold for $40 on offer, and they paid for shipping. And I had this for forever. I thought it was going to sell for more money and faster, and it didn't. So I was just like, you know what? $40 is way more than the $5 I paid for this, so thank you very much. I will happily accept that. And then I sold this book on Facebook Marketplace. I'm actually surprised at how many books I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace. It's not really a place I thought I would be selling books on, but it did sell for $5, my full asking price, and they paid for shipping. So all of my Facebook Marketplace orders are all they pay for shipping. So very nice with that. And I paid $1 for this out of Goodwill. And then lastly, we're gonna go to eBay, because it's my main bay. And the first sale I have to share with you is this Polo Ralph Lauren in a 3XB. I thought that this would sell faster because it's in a great size, 3XL, but like big size. So it's like wider. Plus it's in these nice vibrant colors. Sold for $16, buyer paid for shipping. This is something I had to delist and relist, and actually it sold on eBay, which I was surprised. So sometimes this selling similar and just making it a new listing is working with selling it on eBay, in addition to it working so it's selling on other platforms. Sold for $10, and the buyer paid $4 for shipping. This is something I picked up at a hole-in-the-wall thrift in like the Boondocks at a thrift store I found in Brahamsville, and I paid like 25 cents. Again, something that I delisted and sold similar, and as soon as I sold similar, this sold within like 48 hours of me doing that for my full asking price of $14.87 plus shipping. This Ariat tech top, another item where I delisted, sold similar, and it sold within a week of me doing that for an offer of $20, and the buyer paid for shipping. Super excited about that. I honestly thought that this would sell quicker, but it did have to go through that 30-day process before it finally sold. And Ariat, I know, is a really great brand. Pretty much anything Ariat sells, but this is my first time actually finding an Ariat piece. This is a pair of American Eagle kick boot women's denim pants. They sold for my full asking price of $14.87. Something that Moxie had to give up from her nest, so thank you again, Miss Moxie. These came in a thread-up DIY denim box. This is something I have to say thank you to my lovely friend Second. She purchased this before I could make a thrifted treat with it, which has happened a couple times. As soon as I post something like this in preparation to do a thrifted treat, this is like the third or fourth time that I've posted it and I haven't actually got to film with it yet, so I'm sure I'll find another one. but it sold to her for $9.87 and she paid for shipping all the way to Canada. So second, thank you very much. If you do make this recipe in this pie plate, please let me know. I know you will. I know you send me either on Discord or you'll send it to me on Twitter, but please let me know. Another thank you, big thank you to Paul or Pavel, whichever one you want to call him, over at Philly Flipper. He purchased this 2XL Cat Dad t-shirt, which I thought was hilarious because as far as I know, he doesn't have any cats. He has a beautiful husky, but not any cats. So I thought this is hilarious that he posted. He bought this for me and then also sent me a message saying he was chuffed I had this in my store in his size. It's an ongoing like personal joke. But Paul, thank you very much for purchasing this for me, and I do look forward to seeing this on you in a video, and I will link his channel up above in a card so that way you guys can enjoy his amazingness just like I do. You guys know how much I love finding and selling mugs, and I absolutely geek out whenever I find a Far Side mug. Far Side is a cartoon, like a single panel cartoon. So it was literally just one, looks like a Polaroid with a caption down beneath it. Single panel cartoons by Gary Larson. And it was something that I really liked as a child. And these mugs can sell from $24.87, which is what this one sold for within less than a week of me posting it, to like $40 or $50 depending on what's on the mug. I have sold, this is my second Gary Larson Far Side mug that I found, and it's the second one that I've sold within less than a week of me listing it. So whenever I find these, I buy them, especially if they're only 50 cents, which is what this one was. This is something I had to delist and sell similar in order to get it to sell. This is something I paid $1 for at the DAV. Sold for $3.10. Again, just trying to save some stuff from going to the landfill. Perfectly happy with this sale, even though it's a little baby sale. Little tiny baby sale. This is from my de-hoarding efforts, just like all of those pants were that Moxie had to give up from her nest, except this one was in my kitchen. This is an antique Edwardian Haviland Limoges gravy boat. So it was actually a gravy boat with the underplate. Both of them were separate. Sometimes you'll find a gravy boat and the underplate are attached, which I think looks terrible. But these were two pieces. This was free. My partner's, the boys, landlord was throwing out a bunch of stuff from the house he was clearing out, and gave them to me instead, which I'm grateful for because I've made quite a nice little sum of money from these free dishes. Again, I still haven't figured out what Schleicher design this is from. Obviously, it doesn't really matter, other than I could probably sell this for more if I knew what the number was, but it's selling just fine the way it is, so I'm just not going to worry about it. This is something else I had to relist. It sold for $12.87, which is my full asking price. This I got from the Air Force Retirees house for less than $1, so $12.87, and they paid for shipping. This is a Peter Millar Summer Comfort from one of my recent thrift videos, and I took an offer of $13. I just took it. I mean, like, I had listed this for $20. I declined a couple of offers like this in the $10 range. I just decided to take it because I'd much rather double my money quickly than just hold on to this and accept this offer in like 3 months, if that makes sense. Again, something else that was in my eBay room from my de-hoarding, and it sold for $13.50. A pair of Levi's, red tab. I think these 514s were something I found, or I had in a ThredUp denim box. This book is something I paid 25 cents for at an estate sale. It is Tom Clancy's Patriot Games. This is a first edition book club edition. So super excited about this. If you had a true first edition, this would go for way more than $10, but very happy about this sale. So this pair of shoes came to me as well in a ThredUp box, in a ThredUp shoe box, and it sold for my full asking price of $29.87, and the buyer paid for shipping. This is something I had to delist and sell similar, and it sold pretty much as soon as I did that. So most of those shoe boxes, the average sale, like the average cost of goods was around $5 to $6. So happy that these moved, and for my full asking price eventually. I'm not quite sure why all my ThredUp stuff is selling now. I guess it just needed to find the right buyer. Again, something from a thread-up denim box, pair of Draper and Damon's pull-on pants. These again were in Moxie's Nest. Finally decided to list them. They sold for $5. Now again, my cost of goods for the thread-up boxes are around $4 for these denim boxes. So was this a great sale? No. But did I make all my money back from the box? So I'm just kind of like, more is more? Yes. So it sold after I finally listed it within 3 weeks of listing it. So I'm just glad it's gone and no longer in my house. This I have to thank Brett for, not because he bought it from me, but because he gave it to me to sell. Brett, thank you very much. He gifted me a lovely welcome to being full-time box and sent it to my P.O. box. It's an LL Bean seersucker. Again, if you don't know what seersucker is, it is normally a cotton fabric that is striped in some way. And it's kind of like a wavy texture, and it's very popular in the summertime, especially in the southern states. It sold for $9.99 and the buyer paid for shipping. So Brett, thank you again for another great sale. Despite it being the end of April, I did sell a wool skirt. This is a vintage 90s Norton McNaughton navy skirt. This is something I had to delist and then sell similar and cross post it for to sell, but it's still sold on eBay, which, you know what, I'm fine with that. Sold on offer for $23.90 and a buyer paid for shipping. This is a recent pickup. I found these at a CHKD on like 25% off day, and I saw both of these. They were both brand new. It was a rain cloud and a rainbow, and you know, plant moms are a thing, plant dads are a thing, plant parents are a thing, plant parents are a big thing on TikTok. But these sold for $16 and the buyer paid $12 for shipping, and they moved pretty much within 2 weeks of me listing them. I knew they would sell because they were super cute. Also, if you wanted to buy just one of these on Amazon, it would have been $18. So I kind of figured if I put them up together at about the same Amazon price, even with shipping, someone would have bought them. And I was right. All right, and this is my best sale for the end of April. This is a vintage Pendleton chunky knit, cable knit cardigan. I actually had this here in my eBay room for quite a while before I decided to list it, because this came from the Air Force retiree's house. I know, I'm still making money off of that estate sale. Just because I've got so many pieces, and I still don't have all of them listed, if you can believe it. But I paid less than $1 for this because it came from that amazing deal, and it sold for $49.87 and the buyer paid for shipping. So great sale. Again, that's why I have a hard time, even if I have, you know, a hoarded house, not to go to these estate sales on the weekend, which, by the way, I went to another one this weekend and also got a lot of stuff. It's because I'm getting great deals like this. I mean, if I'm paying less than $1 per piece and I'm able to sell pieces for $50, how can I say no to that? Again, this is from a recent thrift haul. This is Patagonia, something else that sold before I could ever wear it. It's a Patagonia women's medium razorback tank top. Perfect season for this. It sold within 24 hours of me listing it. Sold for $10. I paid like $4 for this at a thrift store. At the CHKD, actually. So doubled my money very quickly. This also sold within 24 hours of me listing it, and it is my last sale to share with you today. So J. Lindenberg polo, I kind of figured it'd be one of the first things to go because it was very high on the sell-through in Matt's Menswear Manifesto. And it sold for $19.87 and the buyer paid for shipping. I purposely sold it at $19.87, which was undercutting the market just a little bit, just because I wanted a fast flip. And it worked. So, I mean, it was only like a couple dollars under, and I use, what is it called? Out of stock on my eBay store. So if you tried to look up comps for J. Lindenberg polos, mine wouldn't show up. So I'm not like driving down the market price by doing this. And the reason why I use out of stock options is because I've mentioned multiple times in these what sold videos of people buying something and then never paying for it. So I much rather just do the effort of putting changing the quantity back to one versus having to like sell similar and like check other stuff. It just makes it easier for me. And you know, I like easy. So thank you guys so much for watching. My sales haven't slowed at all for the month of April. I know I've seen some videos here on YouTube about people saying that they have slow sales. I haven't. But then again, I don't sell them many things. Like, you know, I sold 109 items last month. I've sold well over 109 items this month, but you know, I still haven't hit that 150 item mark yet. So I'm happy. I'm still slowly growing, and I hope you are as well. And I will see you guys in a couple days for another video. Bye. Bye. Sale. Hold on, Moxie wants me. Hi. Oops, sorry, baby girl. For platform. And if you don't know what that was referencing, you are too young for my channel.